The game between the Bengals and the Ravens this weekend is a huge one. If the Ravens win that game, then there will be a coin toss to determine whether or not they get home field advantage if they should meet Cincinnati again in the first round of the playoffs. So they have a lot to play for this weekend, and the Lamar Jackson situation continues to be a confounding one. What is your perspective on it?
Is Lamar Jackson just not hurt? Like, is there more to it? I just thought he was hurt. And if he's hurt and he has a PCL injury and he can't play,
don't go out there.
Then you don't play. Like, I guess I haven't heard the inner workings of the locker room, and I don't know why John Harbaugh is so salty other than the fact that he can't score offensively because his starting quarterback isn't playing and he's tired of answering questions about it and he can only coach the guys that are actually going out on the field. Like, I just don't understand what the question is other than the fact that you built the team around Lamar Jackson. Because you built the team around Lamar Jackson, the pieces that you have in place actually don't function without Lamar Jackson. What you're also learning is you built an insufficient team around Lamar Jackson, even if we talk about the Rashad Bateman injury, which I believe is huge. And you're learning now that what Lamar Jackson means to this team and what he can do under the way we have constructed it is actually much better than anybody in the world can do, even if they sort of look like them if you squint your eyes. And that's where they are.
To be very clear, the conversation that has stemmed from this, look, I mean, as I said earlier, if you ever speak the words aloud, we couldn't afford to lose Rashad Bateman, then you just identified the problem. But having said that, there are people who are wondering if the frustration stems from the fact that we all know that there are circumstances in football where a contract does play into all of this, and it was somewhat predictable that because 100% of the players are at least a little bit hurt at this point in the season, and the question is, are you too hurt to play, and does the contract factor into all of that? And maybe that is why the
absolutely the contract factors into it. And if I'm Lamar Jackson, two things are true right now, right? I'm not putting myself in harm's way if my knee is not feeling or not in a place where I feel that I can go out and be Lamar Jackson first, right? Because obviously they're going to judge me by the film. And aside from be Lamar Jackson, injure myself any further. I'm not doing that. Secondly, when I have my sunshades on that night, when I look like Frozone on the sideline, guess what I can see? They suck without me. Hey, you are like Harold Melvin without the blue notes. You will never go platinum. So guess what? If I don't feel good, I'm not going out there. Frozone says no.
Why are you doing this to me? You know
I'm not trying to do anything, Greedy.
That's a very well-made point. Let's just,
why would you play?
Put the quote up on the screen. They suck without me.
Greeny, if you keep coughing, Greeny, and you can't do the show for the next month in the playoffs, and we stink, stay home and ask for more money.
That's just what everyone thinks I need. Nico, help us here. What?
I can't do it as good as RC is in the paper. But I was going to say, if I'm Lamar, I'm putting my shades on and I'm doing this and I'm relaxing because you, as a player, when you're on the football field, if you feel uncomfortable with your body, your health, you don't go out and play. You just don't do it. And especially when you have $200+ million potentially in a contract waiting for you. And if Lamar doesn't set foot on the field again, like this year for the Ravens, and for unseen reasons, we don't know his health status, we don't know what the issue is with his knee, he's still going to make a contract next. Someone's going to pay Lamar. Someone's going to pay Lamar. Now, if it's not the Ravens, somebody else is going to pay Lamar.
Well, so that does.
But Greeny will donate to the New York Jets.
Take some of that TV money and give it to the Jets, huh?
My prediction, Brooke, is that this is going to be the most interesting story of the entire NFL offseason. Because to the point you just made, Ninko, one of the options that's on the table is that the Ravens could franchise tag Lamar Jackson. Again, we've got games this weekend to deal with and all of that. The offseason will come when the offseason comes. But that is what is right around the corner here. If they can't figure out something that makes both sides happy, and I don't see any obvious reason to think they're going to after they didn't last year and the way this thing has turned out, then they could franchise tag him, and now we've got ourselves an unprecedented situation. This is not Kirk Cousins. This is not Dak Prescott.
Yep.
This is the guy who won the Heisman at 19 and was the league MVP in his second year playing on a franchise tag or potentially refusing on the franchise tag. That is, I think, going to be the story of the offseason.
Yeah, I think it absolutely is. And I talked to a longtime negotiator in the league who said that that's kind of what he thinks it's trending toward, is that the Ravens will franchise tag him and it'll go year to year. But to the Ravens, I say, if it's not the consequences of your own actions for them to be in this position right here. I've talked to some people that are familiar with things going on in the Ravens. They said, look, the players are not upset with Lamar. Harbaugh himself isn't upset with Lamar. He's upset at the situation as a whole because, yes, Lamar Jackson's injured, but look, we got to be honest here. If he had a contract, I think maybe it's a lot easier to get back out there and put yourself on the line.
It's easy to go rubber guy and say, hey, man, listen, Lamar, I know you're a little banged up, but we need you. When he got 250 M's coming, it's harder when I don't know what the next year or the next offseason will bring.
Look, I told this story yesterday. Chris Carter on Mike and Mike with me years ago, a Hall of Fame player, said to the team that, when he was in a negotiation, look, you give me the contract I want and I'll be out there for you. Shot up, whatever it takes, no problem. We don't have the contract. It's different. I mean, everything just is different. It would be unrealistic to expect that not to be the case.
Yeah, now, like, the first thing I don't want to do, I don't want people to think I know anything about this situation or this is what Lamar Jackson is doing. But if you are Lamar Jackson and you're advising Lamar Jackson, my first question is, how healthy are you, Lamar? Can you actually perform? I was like, because if you play, they're going to judge you based on the way you play. They're not going to take into consideration that you suffered an injury. And also, you're going to put yourself in harm's way. And now, if Lamar Jackson does go out and play against Cincinnati Bengals and he is injured and then misses the playoffs, it's another time, oh, well, Lamar got hurt, and then when he came back, he got hurt again, and we can't pay him. He has to be smart about how he approaches this, and the contract has now taken it away from just football.
There's almost unlimited downside in the potential of him coming back, and to your point, if he doesn't play and they continue to look bad, I mean, as RC said, they stink without him, and I cleaned that up. All right. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.